The finals in the first two races of the season ended earlier than scheduled.
Oh, we got him
and he's blowing over!
Dustin Eccles is blown over, and oh my.
Now the H1 Unlimited Hydros head west to the Tri-Cities area of Washington to vie for the Columbia Cup. Which driver will come out on top? Find out now. Oh, watch out there, drone. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Great Northwest. We're excited to be in the Tri-Cities area of Washington State for the next round of the H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes. Tons of history has played out over the years on the Columbia River since the series started racing here back in 1966. One of the favored stops on the circuit, according to the drivers, this race is sure to be one of the best of the season. Both Andrew Tate and Dustin Eccles are expected to be back in action on the water after extensive rebuilds to both of their boats. They'll have to contend with the other top competitors as they all hope to hoist the Columbia Cup with their teams after the final. Now, let's bring in Dave Arnold with more on the Tri-Cities Water Follies.
Hello everybody, I'm Dave Arnold and I'm standing right above the beautiful Columbia Rivers getting ready for the Tri-City Follies. Now the Tri-Cities is Kennewick, Washington, Pasco, and Richland. It all combines and verges right here on the Columbia River. We're getting ready for some fast action. We're going to be seeing hydroplanes at 160 miles plus, all getting ready to bring you lots of excitement. So don't go anywhere. We're getting started right now.
In the last round in Madison, Dustin Eccles had a wicked, wild ride through the skies just above the Ohio River, making a full loop in the air and then coming down hard onto the water. The U-40 sustained a tremendous amount of damage. The crew worked hard day and night to rebuild the boat, and their hard work was rewarded as they welcomed a newly signed sponsor to the team, which has a boat with a much different color scheme than what we're accustomed to seeing with bucket list racing.
Well, walking through the pits, I'm able to catch up with Dustin Eccles. The first thing I noticed, though, the color change on his boat. But before I get into that, a couple weeks ago, Madison, Indiana, we saw you go doing some aerial tricks. I know that's not exactly how you want to fly these things.
No, that was the last thing on our to-do list. We were just trying to get through the final heat of the day, thinking, well, we're finally going to get through Madison unscathed, and then it started taking off. I could watch the horizon go away, and I thought, oh, no, this is not what we want to do.
New colors on the boat, but a lot of work went into not only getting the wrap on there, the new sponsor, but getting that boat back into shape.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were working around the clock at the shop. We had a bunch of volunteers come over, team guys. I mean, we spent every waking moment up there. And towards the end, when we were just totally beat tired, Flavor Pack called and said, hey, we want to come on board. We want to sponsor you guys. And, you know, they're pretty impressed with what we have going right now. And we couldn't be happier to have them on board and help us out.
I want to understand, a local company based out right side of Pasco, I believe.
Yeah, the local farmers, you know, it's a great company that's just, they love hydroplane racing and racing in general, and they're supporting us. So it's, you know, whatever we can do to show them a good time and put on a good show for them.
I've always seen you guys in orange out here. We see the standard orange, but new colors definitely on your driver, Dustin Eccles.
Yes, we started out with Tennessee orange years ago. It's a beautiful color, looks good out on the water. But Mr. Frank Teagues, when he showed interest in racing our boat, he said, I would like you to run my colors, and we said, of course we will.
Well, it definitely looks good. The yellow, the blue, it stands out in the water, and it's a nice contrast with the orange too.
Yes, it is a nice contrast. It's this conversation of this weekend, that's for sure, because that orange was our signature.
The familiar orange is gone, but the blue and yellow looks really slick. Let's check out the national high point standings for the H1 Unlimited Hydros. It's as tight as it can get at the top of the charts, as the top two are separated by only a single point. Jamie Nilsson is the man the other drivers are chasing. Dave ran into him in the pits a little earlier.
I was able to catch up with the points leader, Jamie Nilsson, here in the U11 driver. Jamie, boy, talk about having a target on your back coming into the Columbia Cup here in Tri-Cities. What is it, 1 point you were leading coming in?
Yeah, I think it was 1 point, which is pretty unheard of with the amount of racing we've done so far and all the points we can accumulate. But hey, we're going to take it. It's a testament to all the hard work this team's done and the consistency that we've showed and the way that this team's kept the boat running well all year.
Just like other forms of motorsports, power plants are crucial when determining who comes out on top. Most of the H1 Unlimited Hydros are powered by Lycoming T55 L7 turbine engines. This engine was initially used in helicopters during the Vietnam War in the 1960s. The U3 Go3 racing team is the only team this year running the Allison V12 1710 cubic inch turbocharged engine. The turbine-powered boats produce around 3,000 horsepower, while the World War II era Allison V12s top off around 2,500 horsepower. Both engines supply enough power to reach speeds up to 200 miles per hour.
One of the really cool things here at H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes is the family aspect. See a lot of families that play together, they race together. Speaking of race together, I got Bobby and Jimmy King. Chris, Jimmy, you drive the Turbinator, the old piston power machine. What's it like having your son? It's been a couple of years since you guys raced together.
Well, it's the first time we've raced against each other in Unlimiteds. We've done it a couple times in Grand Prix boats and 350s, but this is the first time in the Premier class, and we're looking forward to it.
To be able to come out here on the Columbia River and do this with my dad at the the top of hydroplane racing, even for me is just it's something that's really special. I mean, everything I have in the sport is because of him, and to get out. To be able to go out and race against them and do it as a family is just, it's unbelievable. When I told my dad when I was about 15 years old, I was like, hey, I think I want to go do this. And, he gave me every tool that I needed to go make it happen. So to be able to race against them at the top of our sport is just, it's a dream come true.
Well, Jimmy, have you given him all the secrets out there, given him a little advice?
Realistically, I've been getting some out of his playbook. The new guys got some newer stuff than we had, but for me, we may be done or we may be another year. We don't know that till the off season, but if this is the end of it for me to be able to run against him, I couldn't ask for anything more.
I think we can all agree that would be a storybook ending to a stellar career. But let's hope it's not the end of that era just yet. The boats are on the water. The battle for the Columbia Cup begins next, only on SpeedSport1.
The Columbia River was the site of the first Atomic Cup in 1966. A fleet of 11 boats made the field. The aging former Slow Motion 5 running as Miss Tri-Cities made the field with Bob Miller driving. The fourth Miss Budweiser, with Bill Brow back in the cockpit, delivered the first win ever for owner Bernie Little. After coming close in Kelowna, the Budweiser was the class of the fleet on the Columbia, as Bill Brow and a beaming Bernie Little accepted the 1966 Atomic Cup.
Well, I'm standing here in the spectator area. As you can see over my shoulder, there is a ton of people here, all enjoying the boat racing here, all forms of boat racing. But we've got RC boats racing. We had an awesome air show. F-35, P-51 Mustangs. The Water Folly guys have really put a great job with all the H1 Unlimited crew. This is the place to be, the chase for the Columbia Cup. The spectators are ready. I hope you all are.
The nickname is Hydrotown, and they don't call it that for nothing. The fans here are proud of what the event that they have here, and we love coming here. You can just feel the energy, feel the excitement.
These fans, I can't tell you how many of them I run into and give me the number of years consecutive they come here to watch. So, real special place. Love being here, and looking forward to getting out there and putting on a good show.
This race venue is just amazing. I always tell my family and friends, if you want to go to a race, this is a race to go to, because no matter where you go, you got an amazing view of just seeing some of the fastest boats in the world.
It makes me happy to see people out enjoying what I love to do, and as soon as we get on the boat, we shut all that off. But great to see people out enjoying boat racing. This is one of the best sports in the world. These are the fastest boats in the world. So hoping they get a really good show today.
They call it Hydrotown for a reason. It's huge here. So fans love it. We love coming here. It's our hometown race, so that's really good for us with the strong team. I got my first win here, and I'm hoping to get another one here pretty soon.
In qualifying, Dylan Runney looked like he was in the right place at the right time. As the time remaining in the session ticked down, Runney set a scorcher of a lap, going just over 161 miles per hour. and it seemed the rookie driver was about to claim his first career top qualifier. But on his final lap, in his final attempt, Corey Peabody would be the one to set the speed at the top of the charts. He laid down a lap of 162.191 miles per hour to claim his second straight top qualifier in the last 2 rounds of the season.
With qualifying now in the books, we come over and find Corey Peabody, the top qualifier. You edged out Dylan Runny and, of course, Dustin Eccles by a half a mile from first to second. That was a close one.
Yeah, it was really close. It was all my radio guy. I couldn't find a really good line, but he kept talking me through it and worked out in our favor. Our last lap on the last run was actually our fastest, and that was the one that got the job done. So really, I don't want to take the credit for it. It was all my radio guys. So Jeff Campbell, you did a really good job.
Well, one of the things I also do, a lot of the guys were talking about the water conditions, with the different dams, different water currents out there. Some holes were starting to develop.
Yeah, this river has a tendency to have some cross rollers, so it's really scary when you're going up the front and the back stretch. It's got the rollers that are coming at a different angle than we're used to, so really navigating through those is difficult and scary at times. Sometimes it gets pretty hairy out there, like in the final. When we go to the final, it's going to be crazy, especially down here in turn 1, because everything comes downriver and ends up in turn 1. But we all got to do it, so and we've all done it before, so we're just going to do what we do and go out there and run some fast boats.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the final results from our qualifying session here at the Tri-Cities Water Follies. You heard from the top man, Corey Peabody. Just behind him was the U1 of Dylan Runny, followed by the top qualifier from round 1 in Guntersville, Dustin Eccles. Peabody's teammate, J. Michael Kelly, and Runny's teammate, Andrew Tate, round out the top 5. With less events this season, points become that much more important, so anytime you can gain some points on your opponent, it's a good thing.
Well, walking through the pits, I find this nice shady area and catch up Andrew Tate, the driver of the U91. Andrew, how's it going?
It's going good. It's a beautiful day here in the Tri-Cities, and we're all ready to go racing.
How'd you guys score? Because I see everybody else sweating down there in the sun. You got the big tree, the nice pit setup, both your teammate and yourself.
Yeah, Jimmy Shane won this race last year with the Home Street boat, so he did us one last favor before he retired. The winner historically always gets the big Bernie tree here, the shady spot for the weekend the next year. So we lucked out coming here with the new team. Thankfully, they had some success here last year.
Yeah, I think I got to thank my predecessor for this one, Jimmy Shane, for getting the win last year in the Tri-Cities to give us Bernie's tree and cool it down by about 15 degrees for the team here.
Yeah, everybody else sweating down there. They're going to sweat, and I'm definitely going to get them sweating when you go on the water. You were the second fastest qualifier today.
Yeah, keep them hot down there. Yeah, we had a really good run yesterday, and I think we're in pretty good position for this weekend. Got a good boat ride, got beat out by Corey and the Beacon Plumbing in the last lap of his qualifying session, but I think we got the right race set up for today, and I think we're going to be in a good spot.
Well, we'll find out soon enough which spot is the right one to be in. Our first heat race is right around the corner. The fastest sport on water is coming up next. One of the cool things to experience at the Tri-Cities Water Follies, outside of all the exciting action on the water, is a driver autograph session. Fans have the chance to get up close and personal with their favorite H1 Unlimited competitors. If you were unable to attend this year, be sure not to miss out when the series returns in 2024. The series decided before leading up to this race to adjust the 80 miles per hour rule during the milling period. Hear what the drivers of the first heat had to say about that decision.
I don't think it's going to affect what I do. I'm still going to stick to my game. It's new, and we'll figure out ways to make it work.
To me, it was a black and white rule before, and now it's kind of gray. So they put in there for some interpretation, and to me, it's going to cause issues.
We know what we need to do, and we're going to keep doing what we know how to do. It doesn't affect us at all, really.
Yeah, I think they're just making it easier for drivers. We're supposed to be the best in the world, and they put these rules in place that allow us to have more leeway, and I think it needs to be black and white, but that's the rule that came down, and we're going to abide by it and go from there.
So, lane number 1, Andrew Tate in the 91 Goodman Real Estate. Lane number 2 will be Dylan Runny in the 1 Miss Home Street. Corey Peabody in the 9 Beacon Plumbing.
15.
In lane number 3, J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. The 8 in lane number 4 as they come
10,
out of turn
7,
number 4.
6,
Buffalo Brothers
5,
on to the
4,
front stretch.
3, 2, 1, mark.
It is a clean start, and the speed is on the outside with J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Heading down to turn number 1 for All Doors Incorporated. It is a legal start. It is a legal start.
Coming down here 4 wide. J. Michael Kelly really flying the U8, the Beacon Electric. He's got the lead on the outside, but he's got a lot of speed off to his left.
4 boats right next to each other. It looks like the number 1 has the lead right now with Beacon Plumbing, Corey Peabody in second as they come around turn number 2.
Yeah, it is. Nice run by Peabody in first place, heading up the backstretch, the home street with Runny in second place. It'll be a shorter course for Runny. The question is, what will happen with Tate on the inside? Can he catch up as they dive into White's Finished Furniture, turn number 3, and come around to Buffalo Brothers, turn number 4? The leader is going to be the home street at the exit pin with Dylan Runny. Way on the outside, falling back a little bit off the pace is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Here comes the race across start finish. Peabody on the outside, gaining on Runny in the home street on the inside.
It is Runny on the inside. It is Peabody on the outside. And they are side by side as they get to the entrance pit to the corner. They are dead even. Runny on the inside of Corey Peabody, AJ.
Looks like Peabody's got a slight edge, but then...
Ooh, they touched.
Oh, whoa.
They touched.
Look at that. Peabody a slight edge on the outside as they touch on the corner.
They did touch in Tire Factory turn number 2. Peabody's going to pull ahead. Runny's falling back about a half a rooster tail. Goodman's trying to gain on the inside in the 91. The Goodman Real Estate boat with Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate had a terrific turn 4 to stay just inside the buoy marker. He was lost in everybody's rooster tail, but don't count him out.
The final lap, checkered flag is out. Peabody is going to take the checkered flag in the Beacon Plumbing. Second place on the race course is the 1 home street with Dylan Runny. Third place, look at this, J. Michael Kelly able to get around Andrew Tate in the Goodman Real Estate boat.
Well, that race had a little bit of everything.
What a good heat. I mean, that was a really good one between me and the one boat there. Everybody thinks that we hit over here in turn 1. I don't think we did. There was no marks on the boat, but you zoom in on the camera, it sure does look like it. But what a great race that was. It was good for the Beacon Plumbing 9 to get the win, though.
Definitely was a good race. You talked about it being close there, and I'll tell you, with all the competition we've had this year, every race seems like it's being there. Now the stage is set for the main event. What are we expecting?
Another barn burner like that, you know. I think the only reason we got so much boat lengths on the 1 there in that heat was because of, I think he reacted to when we almost heat, so he scrubbed a bunch of speed there. But I mean, you could see the laps before we were deck to deck, so I think you're going to see a lot more deck to deck racing in the upcoming heat.
Well, as Corey said, expect some great racing in the main event, and we're going to see how it all unfolds here very shortly.
On the inside, you've got the flavor pack with Dustin Eccles. Nielsen in lane number 2.
30 seconds.
Bobby King in the Graham Trucking 12 is way on the outside, and he'll have to be behind the trailer boat as a rookie. Now you've got Jimmy King, who will pull up in lane number 3 in the Griggs Ace Hardware U3. They are up to the top end of the course and to Buffalo Brothers exit pin for turn number 4.
10.
Eccles, lane number 1. Nielsen in lane number 2. A hard charging, but way behind is the 3 with Jimmy King. He's way off the start.
Great start.
Ooh, that was really close for Jamie Nielsen. He's got the boat speed and the lead in Par Lumber Heat 1B. Heading down to turn number 1 for All Doors Incorporated. It is a legal start.
AJ coming right to you. Jamie Nielsen on the outside.
Jamie Nielsen in the U11, bouncing a little bit. Ooh, he just kind of popped over. Looks like that Eccles managed to catch up a little bit on corner number 2.
Tire Factory turn number 2. Eccles made a move in the flavor pack.
U3 is going back to the pit area.
It didn't sound right from the get-go, and I think that's maybe why Jimmy King moved way outside in the milling period.
Nielsen in first by almost 2 rooster takes, looking amazing. He's going to definitely, as long as nothing happens, looks like he's sailing.
The checkered flag is out. And your winner for Heat 1B, Par Lumber, Jamie Nielsen. Legend Yacht Transport presents the Trust Company. Second place for the flavor pack with Dustin Eccles in the 40. Bob Jimmy King staying way outside in the Graham Trucking number 12, just at the exit pin now, and onto the front stretch will take third place points. Unfortunately, for the fan favorite piston-powered U3 Griggs Ace Hardware, Jimmy King did not finish.
Well, I was able to catch up with Jamie Nielsen here, Heat 1B winner. Jamie, I know it's been so close in points between qualifying to this heat race. It kind of a little jockeying back and forth on points there, but it's a good set heading for the second heat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's boat racing to a T. Anything can happen. Things can swing one way just as fast as they can swing back the other. So we're just going to stick to our game plan, keep doing what's working best for us, and see if we can keep this U11 Legend Yacht Transport Trust Company boat out front all weekend and score as many points as we can.
Well, it seemed like your boat looked fast out there. It looked like it was hooking up. Any thoughts or changes going into Heat 2?
I think Scott's got a couple ideas that we might throw at it to see if we can get a little bit more. But I'll tell you what, for that setup, that was about everything I had. I was driving that thing as hard as I could. My mirror was full of yellow and blue on my inside. Dustin was coming hard. I knew he would. He's a great driver. He's never going to give up. And to beat a boat like that, you're doing something right.
Well, we're going to have to see it all plays out in Heat 2 as they chase all the way to the main event to come out. And who's going to take that Columbia Cup winner? Could it be Jamie Nielsen? We're going to have to find out.
So stick around to find out who wins in the final. Boats coming and going along the dock. The action never stops in the banks of the Columbia River. Our next set of heat races are coming up next.
Eccles will be in lane 1, Goodman Real Estate lane 2. It'll be Legends, Yacht Transport, Trust Company in lane 3. Jimmy King will be in the outside in lane number 4. 15. Eccles gets the inside lane. He's early. He will not have a lot of boat speed coming down the front stretch. Nielsen's in 3, Goodman Real Estate in lane 2. Jimmy King on the outside in lane number 4.
3, 2, 1. Mark.
Man, that looked early. Nielsen looked like he may have been early.
He was a little early.
As they come down the front stretch, Jamie Nielsen is going to be leading into turn number 1 for all doors. The start is under review.
Coming to you, A.J. Nielsen on the outside.
Nielsen's in the lead, but we still got to see the start. Now coming up in second and
it's a legal start.
It's legal.
It's legal. We have the flavor pack in number 2, and then looks like Andrew Tate just inching after corner 2 to take second place.
Yeah, that race is for second place. My goodness, what fun.
He nailed that start.
Jamie Nielsen, it looked early from here. Wow. Heat 2A from CO Energy. Now the boats on the outside are starting to catch Nielsen.
We got us 3 boats coming deck to deck around the corner, Mike.
Boats on the inside, excuse me. Nielsen's on the outside. Yeah, exit pin at Buffalo Brothers, turn number 4. We've got 3 boats together, and there's Jimmy King. We can see way on the outside. Nielsen, he's got great speed off the exit pin, down to the Mosteller start-finish line, down to all doors, turn number 1.
And Tate is making a move on the inside. The Tater is going to pull up alongside Nielsen. He's a boat length back with the lead position on the inside. AJ 3 wide.
Coming into corner 2, Nielsen barely holding on to the lead with Tate coming in right in second. And then, of course, the flavor pack in third. Mr. King coming in 4th, but making a run on the outside.
The boats are so close together. This is the best racing we've seen on the Columbia River. Jamie Nielsen with the lead. Andrew Tate is in second place. Falling back, Eccles. And it may be Jimmy King that will take over third place on the outside from Eccles. They are really close out there as we get to the top end of the course. It's Tate on the inside and the Goodman Real Estate. Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport, and Trust Company on the outside. As they get to the exit pin, they are deck to deck. Nielsen is going to start to pull away a little bit. No, it's going to be Tate. Tate with the boat speed to the Mosteller start-finish line, the completion of lap number 2.
Tate put his foot in the gas, coming down to you, Brad.
Yeah, they are coming down still side by side, about a boat length or 2 between them. But this time it's Tate by 2 boat lengths at the exit pin. Keep an eye on Jimmy King, driving a 3 hard on the outside.
Andrew Tate coming around in first place and second. Nielsen right behind him, coming in strong. And Mr. King coming in 3rd on the outside. Flavor Pack coming in 4th. Looking good, but lost some speed in turn 2.
Nielsen's going to have a tough time regaining the lead because Tate has run away with it at the exit pin of turn number 4 at the end of lap number 2. coming out of that Buffalo Brothers turn. Into the Whites and Finished Furniture and Hardwoods turn 3. Tate in the Goodman Real Estate 91 to the exit pin of turn number 4 for Buffalo Brothers onto the front stretch. He's got a half a rooster tail, now a full rooster tail lead over Jamie Nielsen.
And it seems like there's a lot of rough water in lane 1. Everybody's popping outside to try to get a smoother boat ride.
Your winner, Andrew Tate. Wow. In the 91 Goodman Real Estate.
Did you see that one coming?
Jamie Nielsen comes in second. Jimmy King will finish third, and Dustin Eccles a 4th place finish in the flavor pack.
Wow.
Andrew, I saw you take the win, but one thing I did notice, a motor change.
Yeah, we actually put that one in last night, ran it this morning in testing, and then for that heat, we think we learned what we wanted to learn and where we're at with that one, so on to the next one. We're going to keep building.
I mean, even with the win, you're still changing motors out.
Yeah, right now we're building towards the end of the day in the final. Looking for the right combinations, gearbox motors, props, skid fins. Every time we've been in the water here this weekend, we've changed something. So, and we keep getting a little better and a little better. But like I said, learning. If we go backwards this next heat, then hey, we know. We lived, we learned. We'll know what we're doing for the final. We'll know what we're doing for the Gold Cup next weekend in Seattle.
J. Michael Kelly in the 8, Beacon Electric in lane number 1.
20 seconds.
Lane number 2, Corey Peabody. 15. In the 9, Beacon Plumbing. It'll be Dylan Runny in the 1, Home Street. In lane number 3, on the outside, 5 seconds back, Bobby King in the 12, Graham Trucking. 4, 3, 2, 1. It is a clean start. The boat speed's on the outside with the Home Street as they come down the front stretch.
Boy, they are tucking together. 3 wide getting down here, fly on the right side spots. And is J. Michael Kelly going to get down here dead even with teammate Corey Peabody? But Runny's only a boat length back, AJ.
It looks like J. Michael Kelly's holding the lead in turn 2, but Peabody just takes the lead coming through turn 2, and then the Home Street tight in behind, but still at third coming up.
Look at that turn number 2 for Tire Factory. Corey Peabody taking the lead away from the inside boat, J. Michael Kelly.
Corey Peabody still going to get here with almost the full rooster tail on Runny, but his teammate J. Michael Kelly is on the inside lane about 5 boat lengths back, AJ.
Looking really good. Peabody in first and keeping J. Michael Kelly pinned to the inside of turn number 2.
Can J. Michael Kelly reel him in? At the apex, it looks pretty close as they get to Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. It's still Peabody in the lead and a little bit of rough water and a bobble for the Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. Peabody's holding on to the lead onto the front stretch, and he will take the checkered flag for CO Energy Heat 2B. Second place will be the Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly, and a third place finish for the 1 Home Street with Dylan Runny.
After the second heat, Corey Peabody comes out on top once again. Corey, 2 for 2, one more heat to go, and then, of course, the fight in the main event.
Yeah, we're getting to the last one here soon, but, you know, we got to get to this next one. Got to keep our nose clean, got to get no penalties, and hopefully we can get the win and, you know, be in that front row for the final.
I tell you, your teammate, boy, he's right on you.
Yeah, he's right there. He's a fast boat. We know he's fast. I know where I have an advantage on him, so I take advantage of it all the time, but you know, the key is to get to the start, get to the first turn first, and come out with your nose ahead so I can start dictating our arcs.
Well, we're going to have to start calling you Mr. Consistency there. We saw you in Gunnersville. I know Cindy had some good runs, but of course now 2 for 2 so far. One more main event. See if we can put it together.
I'm going to do my best, I'll tell you that.
Well, good luck to you, Corey, for sure. And folks, we'll have to see how it all plays out.
Great shot here underwater of the propeller of the U11 boat getting started up. All kinds of awesome angles to soak up, so don't miss the next one. More H1 Unlimited Hydros on SpeedSport1 is next. We mentioned the driver autograph session earlier, but that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all of the activities that you can be a part of over the weekend at the Tri-Cities Water Follies. There are fantastic flying military machines from multiple eras. The RC boat racing scene here is intense. I've never seen so much effort and focus on such a small boat. And these folks are serious. The fans have been great, and if you're looking for an H1 Unlimited event to attend, this may be the one to consider.
There at that entrance, 22, yeah. I like it.
Yeah, and on the outside, look at Eccles. He's got put in the throttle now. as he comes to the exit pin of turn number 4. He's way on the outside. There's Nielsen just off the exit pin. J. Michael Kelly on his hip, then Peabody, then Eccles.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's really close.
Look good, though.
Yeah, Nielsen's on the inside, but it's Peabody with a boat speed in lane number 3 as they come down the front stretch. J. Michael Kelly's in the hallway. It's a legal start.
It's a legal start. Nielsen gets down here dead even with Corey Peabody in the tunnel. J. Michael Kelly, but he's not back very far. AJ!
Nielsen coming around the corner in first in blue and green with Peabody in second, and then J. Michael Kelly, his teammate. Ooh, Peabody looks like he's catching up on the outside as they come down the backstretch.
J. Michael Kelly hit some really rough water in the tunnel, but held on to it. Boy, it looked like he was getting loose in there. J.B. Nielsen is back about 3 boat lengths. Peabody's got the lead. Nielsen's going to, though, catch him as they head into turn number 3 for White's Furniture. Top end of the course, Nielsen on the inside. On the outside, it's Peabody in lane number 3. Then we start to see J. Michael Kelly in between, in the hallway right there, as they all come to the exit pin. Eccles is back in 4th place, just off the turn now. Across the start-finish line, it is Peabody. Look at that Beacon Plumbing go. 2nd place, J. Michael Kelly's going to take it away from Jamie Nielsen.
Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing U9 from lane 3, driving everybody clean, getting it down here first, but it's J. Michael Kelly just off to his left, and then it's Nielsen, still really tight, AJ.
Look at Peabody coming out front, really screaming through turn number 2.
Does Jamie Nielsen have enough to catch J. Michael Kelly? He did at the exit pin, but look at J. Mike pull away in 2nd place. Peabody, the race leader, already down the front stretch, heading into all doors, turn number 1. Lane number 3 victory for Corey Peabody. How about that? J. Michael Kelly now to the exit pin. Nielsen's on the inside, but he can't catch him. Peabody, it's another win on the Columbia River course for Strong Racing. 2nd place will go to J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. 3rd place, Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport Trust Company. And a 4th place finish for the Flavor Pack, Dustin Eccles in the 40.
Fun boat race, my friends.
Corey Peabody, fresh off a win in his 3rd heat. Corey, man, you're on a tear here in Tri-Cities for sure.
Yeah, we're trying real hard. You know, we got a good boat set up. We got a good team behind us, so just trying to keep that Beacon Plumbing boat out front, and you know, now we're into the final, so it's we're in the truck trying to figure out what we're going to do. We got a lot of boats that are going to try and be inside us, so it's kind of the strategy is it's coming into effect here real quick, so we'll see what happens.
That milling around period so important for setting it up. What lane you're going to get on that start, correct?
Yeah, it's so important. There's only a few things you can do because you know you can't drop below 80, but we'll see what happens. I think we got a good plan so far, and we'll figure it out from there.
On the inside, lane number 1, Andrew Tate, Goodman Real Estate. Lane number 2, Dylan Runny in the 1, Home Street.
15 seconds.
Lane number 3 will be Jimmy King in the piston-powered Griggs Ace Hardware 610 KO&A boat. Lane number 4 on the outside, the 12, Graham Trucking with Bobby King.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jimmy King looked early. The speed is on the inside with Tate, but right there with him in the home street is Dylan Runny as they go to all doors, turn number 1.
Yeah, the 3 boats are going to get down here pretty quick. There's a lot of speed on the outside now with Jimmy King. But the Madison boys are running 1-2 on the inside lane. Going to be Tate getting to the exit pit first.
Andrew Tate has the lead coming through turn 2, and man, the home street right on his heels at number 2, and then Jimmy King right on in 3rd, number 3.
Under review is the start.
Yep. We do have a jump for the 3, and now we start to hear that piston-powered boat make the noise you don't want to hear, and he's lost power on the back stretch. It's Madison versus Madison, but they're not teammates on the water right now. They're running against each other really hard. Trying to gain on the inside, the Goodman Real Estate with Andrew Tate, heading into all doors, turn number 1. Runny's with the lead.
You could know he doesn't have the lead. If he does, it's by a coat of paint. AJ, they're dead even.
Coming around turn 2, we got in first place Andrew Tate and the U91, the U1, the blue and white with Dylan Runny right behind him in 2nd place. Coming up in 3rd place, Bobby King.
At the exit pin out of the front stretch, your race leader, Andrew Tate. Looking on the outside, though. Here comes a hard-charging Dylan Runny. He's flying the home street, but he's not going to catch Andrew Tate.
Wow.
He has an extra half a lap. That's a photo finish.
He almost had him.
And look at Bobby King representing.
Third place finish for the Graham Trucking and Bobby King.
And he was making up a lot of ground as well. He had some to go, and I think he really put his foot into that last lap to see, okay, you know, it's the issue has been decided. Let's see what we got here. Love to see that.
Andrew, winner of 3B. Boy, you're on a roll right now.
Yeah, the Goodman boat's running good, and like I said earlier, we just keep getting better. It's starting to get more comfortable, and the more comfortable you are in the seat, the faster you can usually go. So.
And what an incredible start, 3 wide going around the corner there. Then it became jockeying for position time.
Yeah, you know, Dylan actually pulled out ahead of us there for, what was it, a lap and a half maybe. The inside lane ended up paying off for us in the end, I think. It was a good race with the home street boat there. Goodman came out on top, and you know, we're pretty happy right now, but the important one still to come. We'll see how that goes.
We saw Jimmy King in the U3 pull off midway through the heat. Well, check this out. You can see his propeller explode off the rear of the boat and cut straight through the rear wing. Here it is in slow motion. Oh man, glad that didn't take out anyone else. Even though it left plenty of damage, there's some good luck for Jimmy King and his crew. Divers are able to recover the prop and returned it to the team. Those specialty props can get really expensive, so you can bet the team was glad to get it back. Up next, the 5-lap final to determine who takes home this year's Columbia Cup. Welcome back to SpeedSport1's exclusive coverage of the H1 Unlimited Hydros. All right, folks, it all comes down to this. 5 laps to see who will win the Columbia Cup. Will Peabody's streak continue, or can another driver solve the puzzle and place themselves atop the leaderboard?
J. Michael Kelly is crossing the entrance pin at 136.
The flavor pack and Jamie Nielsen may be in really good shape.
Yeah, Jamie Nielsen and Dustin Eccles may be sitting in the best spot. And the reason we're saying that, for our new fans that are watching, you cannot drop below 80 miles per hour. If you do, it is a disqualification. Watch those boats up the backstretch coming up on a minute 10 right now.
So maybe J. Michael Kelly did the proper math. He got into his parked spot, and he's like, the math in the head makes sense.
Going really slow.
Well, as long as he's going 80 miles an hour, that's all he needs to do. And sorry, you can't cut in front of me. We'll see if it pays off at the start-finish line. He's nailed his start finishes, a lot of the heats and stuff. So this is not a surprise to me.
He'll be going very slow.
Yeah, I think that whole group is going to be going slow.
40
you
seconds.
want to be at that entrance pin at 20. It's 38 right now. Look at these 2 boats that are trailing the field. They're going to be able to bring the boat speed to the start-finish line.
J. Michael Kelly in lane number 1, Andrew Tate lane number 2, Runny in 3, Peabody in 4.
He's going to be early.
They're really early with 20 seconds. They're going to have to drop below 80. We're at 15 seconds, and the race could be over before it starts.
Wow.
J. Michael Kelly, no choice. He had to go across with 8 seconds on the clock. There's still 5 seconds on the clock as Runny goes across. Tate's early. Beacon Plumbing's early. Nielsen on the outside with a clean start and boat speed. On the inside of him is Dustin Eccles in the flavor park.
Well, we know we've got at least 2 or 3 of them across the line. So maybe it is Jamie Nielsen on the outside. Maybe it is Andrew Tate. The start is under review. We will call them as they are on the water.
Yeah, right now it's J. Michael Kelly out in front, the bright red Beacon Electric. Oh my goodness.
I think you've got 3 boats that jumped the gun, so this is going to be... Good thing is 5 laps. We're going to need a while to figure this out, who's in and who's not.
In turn 2, Eccles was just having some problems coming through.
So Jamie Nielsen on the outside is in pretty good shape. We're going to get the word here from Tana Morissette in just a minute about our jumping the gun situation and how many may have been early. Heading across the start-finish line, completion of lap number 1 of 5, J. Michael Kelly, the leader on the course.
3 have jumped the gun, the 8, the 1, the 91, all 1 minute plus.
Ooh. So that leaves Peabody's clean.
There.
So Peabody is the race leader out on the course and was clean.
Here comes Peabody. He's down just on the outside of Andrew Tate. He is officially leader because Tate has jumped the start. Second place is the boat running physically fourth on the water. That is Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport.
So the white boat with the blue lettering, that's the Beacon Plumbing 9 with Corey Peabody on the Griggs backstretch, is in first place. Second place boat is Chartreuse, blue and red highlights. That's Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport Trust Company, heading up the backstretch. Your third place boat, just out of Tire Factory turn number 2 right now, the Flavor Pack 40 with Dustin Eccles.
So just enjoy the ride as long as there's not a major malfunction. The Peabody winning streak will continue. I mean, I know there's still a lot of racing to go, but the way it's set up, this is just kind of a walk in the park, Kazansky.
Completion of lap number 2. Peabody will pull away from Tate at the Moss-Elder Memorial start-finish line and head to All Doors Incorporated turn number 1. Peabody is our race leader in the 9.
Yeah, and Andrew Tate's going to get by him here on the inside. But if we know that everybody's jumped the gun, so does Corey Peabody. But he's keeping his foot in the U9, the Beacon Plumbing. Those boats are tied together. Here's your official second place boat right now at the entrance pit of the lower corner. It's Jamie Nielsen.
Jamie Nielsen moving wide around Tire Factory turn number 2. Coming in third place, the U1. Dunny running up behind, and then of course the Flavor Pack in fourth, coming around turn 2 right now.
So back to J. Michael Kelly, who's leading out on the course, but again, suffering the early start penalty as we complete lap number 3. Corey Peabody is the first boat not to jump the gun that's crossing start-finish line now with the race lead as we head into lap number 4 down the front stretch, All Doors Incorporated turn number 1.
Yeah, Corey Peabody comes down here in the white U9 of Beacon Plumbing. He's just looking for clean water right now, and he finds it outside the run made by J. Michael Kelly, AJ.
Tate on the inside, and their leader and champion of the Columbia Cup coming down the backstretch right now, Corey Peabody. Nobody has managed to solve this guy. Looks like he's running for another championship.
What a great run.
Well, to solve a piece of the Peabody puzzle is you can't jump the start.
Yeah, that was
give yourself an extra. I mean, 1, 2, 3, and especially with J. Michael Kelly, that's unfortunate. I mean, he was off by 20 seconds. He was like 20 seconds.
Oh,
early.
Jamie Nielsen goes dead in the water at the exit pin of turn number 2, Tire Factory turn 2.
Nielsen is dead. The Flavor Pack going by him on the inside.
Flavor Pack, Dustin Eccles now in second place.
Wow.
Final lap. White flag is out for Corey Peabody. Peabody down the front stretch into All Doors, turn number 1.
Down here to the lower corner, there are 2 boats that are out front, or at least appear to be out front. Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate are still tied together, but Tate is a lap down. Bring our leader through the corner and up the backstretch, AJ.
There he goes, Corey Peabody. Gonna be, as long as, he gets through the last lap, your champion for the 2023 Columbia Cup. Corey Peabody heading down the backstretch into home, right across start-finish line.
Up into White's Finished Furniture and Hardwoods, turn number 3. Peabody, the race leader, on the outside. To the apex, to Buffalo Brothers, turn number 4. Peabody onto the front stretch. Tate still battling. He's not just going to let him go. Oh, there he comes to take the checkered flag. And it is out for Corey Peabody, and a perfect weekend for the 9 Beacon Plumbing, from qualifying to the checkered flag in the final heat.
Wow, what a great battle between Andrew Tate and the winner, Corey Peabody, finishing his perfect weekend, winning every session he entered. He gained maximum points, and he needed them after suffering a mechanical issue and exiting early in Madison. But for now, Corey Peabody is back on top, and we'll hear from him next. Corey Peabody, he and his team are excited to be back on top after his mechanical mishap in Madison in the last round. Peabody takes home his second Columbia Cup, and I know he's fired up and looking forward to the Gold Cup in Seattle. Here's Dave with our winner.
Corey Peabody, what an incredible battle you had. I know J. Michael Kelly was in there, Andrew Tate, you guys came off the line, 3 wide going through that first turn.
Yeah, we all pushed it really hard, to start this race. It's the final here in Tri-Cities, it's winner take all. So we pushed it as hard as we could, the limits of our 80-mile-an-hour rule, and it worked out in our favor. I had to come up to the starting line pretty darn slower than I've ever come up to the starting line. I was at 2 seconds before the clock hit 0. I was only doing 81 miles an hour. I started hearing all the penalties that were going on in my ear, but you can't trust that. You have to keep going. So we got at some point we got to a point where I was ahead of Andrew, and I just stayed there. It got pretty close down here at the probably lap 4, but I knew we had enough to get off the corner and get ahead of him again. But man, what a great day for Beacon Plumbing, Beacon Electric, Tri-City Water Follies, and all our crew to be able to celebrate this win.
How does it feel? You're the Columbia Cup winner. You got this one, baby. Talk about a little momentum going into the Gold Cup.
Oh, a lot of momentum. A lot of team morale brings everybody up. Super excited. We're only a few days away from the Gold Cup, so we can keep this high into that. It's going to be great things for our 2 boats. And, I can't wait to get there and get those Beacon boats up front and hopefully get that Gold Cup back in our shop. We had it last year. We want it back.
There it is. Corey Peabody, 3 straight heat wins. The Columbia Cup win with the final. He takes it, and he's got the momentum. We'll keep an eye on him as he heads to the APBA Gold Cup as we head to Seattle, Washington next.
Now let's take a look at the National High Point standings heading into the final round of the 2023 season. The strong racing boats of J. Michael Kelly and Corey Peabody are separated by a mere 19 points, and they have a pretty good lead over the field. So barring some sort of cataclysmic event, one of these drivers should be crowned champion at the final round at Seafair in Seattle. Jamie Nilsson sits 3rd, while Dustin Eccles and Dylan Runney round out the top 5.
The biggest thrill you can possibly do in hydroplane racing, the Gold Cup, is the absolute pinnacle. So that's what it's all leading up to. We're excited.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I won it last year, so I want to defend that, and especially do it in Seattle. That's where our sponsors from, Beacon Plumbing and Beacon Electric.
It's the one we all want to win. It's the one that I've looked at since I was 3 years old in magazines and said, I want to put my name on that one day.
It's one of those trophies you want to get your name on. Not a lot of people have done it. Luckily, I've got it one time. My teammates got it in one time, so we'd like to add to that.
That Gold Cup is what everyone wants, so I don't have my name on it yet, and I want it on there really bad, so really looking forward to that.
The Gold Cup is a pinnacle of hydro racing. You heard the drivers there say it themselves. It's the trophy they all want to win. For them, for their team, for their place in history. It all happens in the next round at Seafair in Seattle, and you can only see it on SpeedSport1. Don't miss it. It was another dominant weekend for Corey Peabody. He's one step closer to the ultimate prize, and it culminates with the Gold Cup. Can't wait for that. For Dave Arnold and our talented crew, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Thanks for joining us for SpeedSport1's exclusive coverage of the H1 Unlimited Hydros. We'll see you at the Gold Cup.